Hey everyone, Cole here with Inner Team Marketing. Just wanted to make a quick video talking about an ad type which I have called the greatest value in LinkedIn ads. You can literally run these ads for free if you know what you're doing, and that is the Spotlight ad. Some of you might not have heard Spotlight ads before. They're an ad type that doesn't get discussed very often, but they can be highly effective if you know what you're doing. So Spotlight ads are a small ad that displays in desktop placements on the right side of the screen, usually in the top right corner. They don't get as much notice as feed ads because they're not displayed as prominently, aka in the feed itself. But we find Spotlight ads can be really useful for A, increasing the conversion rate of other ads that you're running, and B, really cheap brand awareness. The reason that Spotlight ads are such incredible value is not a lot of people click on them. Like I said, they're sort of off to the side and not a primary focus of any of the screens in LinkedIn. But just because people don't click on Spotlight ads doesn't mean they're not providing value. I find every time I launch image or video or document ads with more of a direct response goal without Spotlight ads, the conversion rates for these ads are significantly lower. To illustrate the value of Spotlight ads, I'll show you some low-budget retargeting campaigns that we run in the background for Inner Team. We run these campaigns because we can get a ton of impressions. As you can see here, we've got 86,000 impressions for a very low cost. $90 spent over like 3 months. I'll admit, we probably could have A/B tested these a little bit more heavily. The ones that we run for clients have a significantly higher CTR, but you shouldn't have extremely high hopes for your CTR for Spotlight ads. The whole goal of these campaigns is not to get clicks, it's to get impact on your other channels, right? Let's say somebody visits your site from organic SEO, they see a Spotlight ad. That's just another very cheap touch point in the B2B buyer cycle. And as we know, a B2B buyer cycles require many, many touch points. Hopefully that illustrates the value that Spotlight ads can bring. Now we'll talk about how to set up your campaigns, ad sets, and ads themselves in order to create the highest performing Spotlight ads. So first things first, you have to set up your objective and budget at the ad set level in order to use Spotlight ads. You cannot set up campaign level or classically called campaign group level objectives and budgets if you want to use Spotlight ads. Next, you'll select an objective. You can use the following objectives with Spotlight ads: brand awareness, website visits, conversions, and job applicants. So once you choose an objective, you can then start creating your ads. We'll quickly walk through some of the options. You have a lot of different options in terms of how to create Spotlight ads, and selecting certain features removes other features from the ad. So first we'll talk about the core copy options. Those are ad headlines, which are here. We can just throw one in here to illustrate where they're shown. So first I'll actually go ahead and update the company name, Inner Team, ad headline. Let's go with the best B2B SaaS advertising agency. And we can see it displays here in large text. You can display a small image. It's going to be square and has to be less than 2 megabytes. Usually you'll see the company logo displayed in the small image. Sometimes we'll test small ebook or text or just little symbols in this image field, depending on what we're trying to promote with the spotlight ad. However, you have to be careful because these are really, really small. So you can't add images that are too detailed because people simply will not be able to see the finer details. Next, you can also add a profile image for the person seeing the ad. If you have this selected, the person that you are targeting's profile image will be next to the company image. I think the purpose of this is mostly for job applicant ads, but I find it's worth A/B testing ads with the profile image because A, it's very easy to A/B test them, literally duplicate the ad and deselect that option, and B, you never know how having somebody's profile image will impact the conversion rates of the ads. Next, you have the description field. This is a small piece of text that's displayed above the company image. I find it's very small and, to me, difficult to read. So this isn't a text field that I prioritize when I'm creating spotlight ads. And sometimes I don't even use it because if you do not use the description field, you can use a background image instead, which is a small image, 300 by 250, that displays in the background. I really like these because I find using them really makes the ad pop and contrasts against the rest of the generic LinkedIn background. You can also do some fun stuff with little designs in the background or even showcase some social proof with badges. Lots of cool stuff you can do. And then finally, you have the call to action. Here, you put a call to action in the ad. We'll say book a demo, typical SaaS call to action. I know it wouldn't work for this particular ad, but just illustrates what the button will look like. Cool thing about Spotlight ads is you can create the call to action yourself, and it can be up to 18 characters. Finally, you can put the destination URL here, and then come up here and name your ad so that you understand what all of the different elements are in the ad at a glance. So those are the different options that you have available for Spotlight ads. I highly suggest creating these regardless of what you're doing on LinkedIn. As I showed you earlier, you can get a ton of impressions for very little investment. So it's a very highly cost-effective strategy for LinkedIn, which is known for having very high cost per clicks overall. So that's the end of the video. Hopefully you understand Spotlight ads now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I will do my best to answer them. If you found this video valuable, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Cheers.